Milan slumped, trying to telegraph that she didn't care. Her stomach ached. Behind her polished oak desk, Miss Robbins steepled her hands, matching fingertip to fingertip. Milan made herself meet the headmistress's cool, gray gaze. The silence stretched out until it was nearly unbearable. It was Miss Robbins who finally broke. "I know this last year has been difficult for you." "Difficult?" Milan suppressed a bark of laughter. "Still, I would have expected better from the daughter of a senator." Miss Robbins separated her hands and laid them on her desk. "Of 2 senators." "Not simultaneously." Milan's voice was flat. "My dad had to die for my mom to get his seat." Miss Robbins winced. "I'm sure the circumstances were incredibly difficult for both of you, but she is carrying on your dad's legacy of protecting the environment." Before becoming a senator, Milan's dad had been the CEO of Earth Energy, an alternative energy company that harvested energy from the wind, the sun, and even the ocean's waves. As a senator, he'd hoped to do even more to reverse the damage humans had done. Her mom, who shared the same focus, had liked Briar Woods' green campus, which included low-flow toilets, environmental restoration projects, and growing their own organic food. Before her dad died, Milan had attended public school in Portland. Her mom had worked part-time for Save Our Salmon, roping in their deep-pocketed friends for boring fundraisers. Most weekends, her dad flew home. He and Milan would go out for breakfast or on long hikes. The morning he died, her dad had been driving Milan to their favorite waffle place when his SUV drifted out of the lane. The resulting accident flipped their RAV4 hybrid over and over. Her dad died instantly, and Milan's left leg was now held together with pins. After her mom ran for his seat and won, Milan braced for the move from Portland to D.C., for leaving behind Chance and all her other friends. The reality was worse. According to her mom, the public schools in D.C. were notorious for metal detectors, high dropout rates, and low test scores. But putting Milan in one of D.C.'s private schools would have looked elitist. Her mom didn't want to be seen as privileged or as someone who thought her kid deserved better, even though she was, and she did. So citing a senator's long hours and her new status as a single parent, her mom enrolled Milan in a Massachusetts boarding school, landscaped with native plants and powered by several acres of solar panels. In her mom's eyes, it was the perfect solution. Milan would get a good education and be supervised 24/7. Perfect, that is, for everyone but Milan. She had felt like an orphan. She was homesick all the time. Ever since, she had been flailing. Failing, falling. This boarding school in Colorado was her 3rd in 6 months. The first school had been filled with rich kids, many the children of politicians who planned to attend Harvard or Stanford. Milan had broken into the calculus teacher's office, photographed upcoming tests, and sold them. Not for the money. She just wanted to reveal the other kids for the phonies they were. Boarding school number 2 was girls only, complete with ridiculous plaid outfits, wilderness trips, and twice daily mandated chapel, where they were reminded they were stewards of the earth. Remembering it now, Milan touched the tattoo inside her left wrist, the homemade one that had gotten her expelled. When a teacher noticed the bandage under the cuff of her white blouse, he'd worried it was hiding a suicide attempt. But when Milan was forced to expose her tender, pale skin, there were no cuts, just 4 black letters and a question mark. WWJD ? Each outlined by swollen red skin. It might not have been the best idea to watch YouTube videos and then give yourself what was basically a prison tattoo with a sewing needle and a ballpoint pen ink. It had hurt to make all those tiny holes, but Milan had bit down on a wooden chopstick and not made a sound. The pain had actually been a bonus. It pushed every thought from her head, made her forget what had happened, even though that was why she made the tattoo in the first place. Thinking WWJD ? Stood for What Would Jesus Do, the school almost let her stay, but the J was really for Jack, her dad, who had set his sights on the presidency, who had wanted to be like that earlier Jack Kennedy. Instead, her dad was dead, and it was her fault.